Namaste, welcome everyone to our yin class. So it's chilly here today, so make sure you have what you need to keep warm. I really encourage you to have some layers or blankets, and perhaps lay a blanket as we normally do underneath ourselves to cover the mat so it feels a little bit warmer. And I'm going to get a cushion as well, actually. I need. So do always, as I encourage you, gather the props that you can see around your home. So if you're practicing in your living room or your bedroom, there will always be pillows and cushions and coverings and blankets and towels. All of those are really functional for rolling up, folding, and they will help layer us and help bring up the earth towards us and help the yin poses that we practice to be more sustainable so that we can hold them for a little longer. Let's come into our easy seat sukhasana. So sitting with your legs crossed, perhaps you're sitting on a block, perhaps you're sitting on a folded blanket, whatever helps you to feel comfortable here. Some of us might be sitting on a low footstool. Closing your eyes. Let's bring your thumb and index together in Gyan Mudra, the seal of wisdom, knowledge, of knowing. Palms can be face down or face up. Take these first few moments of your practice to really settle into your physical self. Become aware of your environment, the temperature, whether it's cool or warm, the feel of your clothes on your body, the earth, the mat below you. Any sounds that you can hear beyond my voice. Perhaps the sound of your own breath. Draw the breath in and allow it to travel the length and distance that it naturally goes to, without trying to change your breath. Simply bearing witness to the way that your breath transitions through you. Our practice today is yin to begin. We're working with the chakra system in these first few days and weeks of the year, because it's a time of change, of transition, of the completion and closure of one cycle and the beginning, start of another cycle. And in these moments of in between, sort of handover from the previous to the next. Working with our chakras will help us to direct and guide the energy that we have absorbed in the last year, that we have used and how we have used it, to help us to clear away some of the traumas, the adversities, the challenges of the previous year, to make room inevitably for what is yet to come. And how can we take the learning from the last year to inform, help us be guided in the direction we're going to be traveling in the new year. Our body is the journey that we take. Our prana, the energy system, is the force that gives us the vitality to keep moving forward through time. Our subtle body, the intelligence of this layer beneath the physical body, of the breath, the emotional, the thinking bodies. This will help us to be intuitively guided. Take 3 more full breaths here. listening to the sound of your breath. And begin in your mind's eye to visualize the different points in your body that are associated with the chakras, these vortex or wheels of energy. Energy is that essence that gives us life. It's intangible. It is more than our heartbeat, more than our breath, more than our thinking self. It is this spark that we have within. At the very root, at the base of your spine, at the perineum, is your root chakra, the muladhara. As you inhale, draw the breath right down to the root chakra. Think, feel, and imagine the color red. Any shade of red. I invite you to think about shades of nature. Perhaps the red of an apple, the red sky that we might see at night or first thing in the morning at sunset and sunrise. Allow this color red to flow and disperse here at your seat, the root. Inhale Om, exhale Bhu, silently to yourself. Bhu is the Vedic mantra for the root. And now in your mind's eye, let's move up a little higher to the pelvic area, just below the navel. Here is your svadhisthana at the sacral area. Think, feel, and imagine the color orange. Perhaps the orange of fruit. Inhale Om to the sacral area, to the svadhisthana. And exhale bhuva. Inhaling Om, exhaling bhuva, to and from this point. Let's rise a little higher to the solar plexus area, above the navel and below the ribs. Think, feel, and imagine the color yellow. Perhaps the yellow of a sunflower, the yellow of the sun itself. Maybe bright and vibrant or soft and pastel. Inhale Om to the manipura chakra. Exhale swaha. Om swaha. Rise a little bit higher with your breath into the heart space now. Anahata chakra at the breastbone. Think, feel, and imagine the color green. The green of grass, the green of fruits, the green of birds of paradise. Inhale Om to the heart space, and from the heart space exhale Maha, the Vedic mantra for the anahata chakra. Om Maha, Om Maha. Rise a little higher to the throat, the visuddha chakra at the throat, perhaps at that soft place. Think, feel, and imagine the color blue, the blue of the ocean, the blue of the sky. Inhale Om, exhale Jana. from and to the visuddha chakra at the throat. And now let's rise to the point between the eyebrows, the ajna chakra. Here, think, feel, and imagine violet or indigo, this color of the rainbow, or figs, blueberries. And to the eyebrow center, inhale Om, and from the eyebrow center, exhale Tapa, Om Tapa. And now let's rise to above the crown, the sahasrara chakra, where the 1,000-petal lotus sits, just above the crown. And here visualize a radiating light of any color of your choosing, perhaps silver, gold, colors of the rainbow, any color of your choosing, radiating light from your crown. Bring your hands together in a lotus flower. So bring the tips of the sides of your fingers and the sides of your thumbs together. The middle 3 fingers open out. And take your padma, your lotus, to above your crown. Let's open by chanting Om 3 times. Inhale fully. Om. Inhale. Om. Inhale. Om. Hands in namaskar to the eyebrow center, to the heart. Namaste and welcome everyone. Welcome to our practice of yin to begin. So we're going to be working with yin poses and our chakra centers. So we're tuning our chakra centers. Again, this is to help begin to circulate the energy so that it washes through, cleanses, dislodges, revitalizes the different energy centers that we have and all of the qualities that are associated with those energy centers. So each of the energy center is associated with an element, a sense, a lotus flower, and connected to emotions, to experiences that we may have in the world. And so we'll work through those as we start. We're going to start by coming into caterpillar first. So let's have your bolster or your large pillows available for this. And we're going to start with the root chakra, the muladhara. So coming to a seat where your legs are extended, but your knees are bent. Your heels are on the earth. And then place your bolster or large pillow. And if you don't have those available, a cushion and a rolled up blanket. So roll it up like a sort of a sausage shape. And then place that underneath your knees. And if you want your knees higher, simply layer with another cushion. Lengthen first. And then take your awareness to the sit bones here at the very base of your spine. And as you exhale, hinge forward and reach for your feet. Allow your head, neck, and shoulders to feel heavy and relaxed here, softening through. You can be holding onto your legs with your hands, or your hands can be wrapped at your feet. So it's a supported variation of caterpillar. If you have haven't got props available, then you can practice without props. I like to encourage the use of props because it helps us to feel more rested and restored. Whereas without props, we might feel a stronger sensation, more intensity. If that's what you wish to experience, then you are invited to do so. However, think about how you meet your edge in yin, and then how you can stay comfortably within that edge. We'll be here for quite a few minutes. I invite you to close your eyes. Perhaps you cover yourself with a blanket so that you stay warm. And as you sit in this pose here, in this asana, I invite you to reflect upon the qualities of the muladhara chakra, this root chakra. The element, that the tattva, is earth, prithvi. So I invite you, perhaps you bring your thumb and ring finger to touch in prithvi mudra. Thinking about the qualities of the earth, stability, solid, the source of life, the container for life, the foundation for us as we move through life. And reflect on how during the last year, on the moments when you felt grounded and stable, or the moments when you felt rootless, insecure, unsafe. Reflecting on these moments. And what was it in the year that has passed that you can carry forward? Thinking about what it is that provided you with the most stability, security, groundedness, and how can you layer a foundation for the year ahead by building on what came before. Here at the root, the color is red. The shape is a square. There's a 4-petaled lotus flower. The sense associated with earth, unsurprisingly, is smell, gandha. And think about how often when we are out in nature, we use our sense of smell to appreciate the smell of flowers, the smells of nature, how the earth smells when the ground is wet and muddy, and how it smells when it was dry. Using this sense of smell to appreciate. Also thinking about how the sense of smell can trigger memories, help us to reminisce. The scent of perfume worn by a loved one. The smell of food, cooking or baking, that may remind us of childhood. One more breath here in caterpillar. And begin to lift your gaze and slide your hands back towards your body. Now, if you are sitting on something with underneath your knees, you can continue to use it as a prop for yourself. So what I suggest you do is we're going to come into squat pose, yogi squat. So you can sit on your pillows or cushions, or you can hover on the earth. So if you're choosing to sit, this will help you to feel stable and steady, or you may choose to hover. So again, yogi's choice. Come to the asana that feels comfortable for you here. And I'm going to invite you to come into the muladhara mudra. So interlace your ring and little finger. Bring the tips of your middle fingers to touch. And then bring the ring and thumb to touch each other by creating an interlocking infinity circle. And then you can sit here in your yogi squat, either hovering on the earth or supported by a seat. Your elbows on the inside of your knees where available. Connect with Mother Earth. Mother Earth also represents our connection with our roots, our ancestors, our family history. And for some of us, that's maybe known or unknown. And if it is unknown, reflect on your relationship with the earth, with the climate, with our environment. What have we done in the last year, and what more can we do in the coming year to protect our environment, to protect Mother Earth? We're not going to be here for long in Muladhara. Before we move from here, let's silently connect with our Vedic mantra for the earth, for the Muladhara. Om Bhu. Inhale Om. Exhale Bhu. Releasing your mudra. Using your hands to come down to the earth. We're going directly into butterfly pose. So bring the soles of your feet together. Nice generous diamond here. We're now rising up into the svadhisthana chakra. Now yogi's choice here. You can layer up your bolsters and pillows on your feet so that when you fold forward, your eyebrow center rests on the bolsters and pillows. If you have a bolster or large pillow, you can stand it up, hold it with your hands, and then rest the weight of your head, your eyebrow center on the bolster or pillow, and that will keep it in place. So you'll be either folded forward deeply or folded forward at a less intense angle. Adopt your forward fold butterfly with or without props. And as we move into the svadhisthana chakra, this seat of vital, creative energy, the color is orange. The shape is a circle with a crescent moon, a milky white crescent moon. The element, the tattva, is water, jal. Here you can bring together your thumb and little finger in Varuna mudra. Thinking about how in the year gone by, the moments of pleasure, inner joy, sweet memories that you created in a difficult year, these may be hard to find, but there will be moments in the year when you felt in a state of flow, when you felt in harmony with your emotional and sensual self. Remember these moments cherish these moments and think about how you can build in time for yourself to create moments of inner joy in the year to come. Friendships, loved ones, out in nature, pursuing your passions and interests. One more breath here. And begin to lift your gaze and rise up. If you have your bolster or pillow in front of you, let's move it to one side. We're going to move into rotation, deer pose. So let's have the pillows or cushions on our right hand side against the right hip. Let's take the left leg behind us so that the left heel is parallel to our left hip. Now, for some of us, we may be closer together. Some of us might need more space. Whatever you need here in your legs, creating this zigzag shape. Your bolster or pillow is on your right hand side. If it lying flat feels too low, you can always use additional props, folded blankets, cushions, footstools, whatever you have available, and create an angle on your bolster or pillow. Rise it up as high or as low as you need. And then let's turn our hot space over our bolster, beginning to turn here, noticing where you feel it in your svadhisthana here. And as you exhale, bring yourself down to your bolster. Either your right ear rests on the bolster or you turn your head away and bring your left ear to rest on your bolster. Again, yogi's choice. And again, you can have your fingers, little finger and thumb connected. The element is water, as we were saying. So thinking about the qualities of water, the softness, the warmth or coolness of water, how it can be a snowflake and an iceberg, a stream bubbling, or an ocean tidal wave. This quality of water that can go from softness to awesome power. Water hydrates, nourishes, replenishes us. Thinking about how you feel when you're thirsty and you've been able to quench your thirst with a glass of water, and the satisfaction and pleasure it brings in that moment. The sense and matra is taste, rasa. Again, you can see how this sits with sensuality, with pleasure, with creativity, with the nurturing of ideas, aspirations. Thinking about which aspirations, visions, dreams, plans you have for the next year and how you can nurture them. One more breath here. Inhale, begin to rise up with support. And with minimal disturbance to yourself, let's turn our back and then our left hip so that the left hip is now against our bolster. And our right leg is, the right heel is near our right hip. And we're going to turn over to our bolster and again come down, bringing your left ear or your right ear. Ear rotation to the left side now. You can think, feel, and imagine the colors, orange, the shantra, the shape, the qualities of the element, jal, water. Let's inhale Om, exhale bhuva. Inhaling Om, exhaling bhuva. How I feel, how I'm connected to my emotions, the loving relationships that I embrace in life. So with each of our chakras, as we move through, we can reflect on the qualities of that chakra that were present for us in the last year, or were challenges for us in the last year. And then what are the opportunities or possibilities by working with this specific energy in the year going forward, so that we are more holistic in our intentions and visions for the new year. Thinking about all of the aspects of the self, all of the aspects of our relationship with others, with the world that we want to create, nurture. One more breath here in deer rotation. And then with helping hands, press into the earth and rise up. Let's bring both of our feet in front of us. Bend your knees, place your hands on the earth behind you. Left windshield wiper the knees one way, then the other. So we're going to work into our manipura, and we'll come into a reclined twist for that. So if you wish, you can have the bolster to one side. So let's start off with the bolster on the right side, or your large pillows, so that when you turn your body over, you can bring your upper leg to rest on the bolster. Let's come down to the earth. So you want to make sure that your pillow or bolster, the top end of it, is at least near your hips. Let's hug in both knees. Now your options here are to keep your knees together like this, or cross your left knee over your right knee so that you have eagle legs. Open out your arms and you can release the knees, legs over to the right side so that the legs are resting on your bolster or pillow on the right side. This is a deep twist if you have eagle legs. If you're having your knees together, not crossed, then it may be more sustainable. So you'll either have your knees together or you'll have your left knee over your right knee with your legs crossed. And then arms can be extended away from your body or overhead. Now let's move into the manipura chakra at the solar plexus above the navel. Here the element tattva is tejas, fire, can also be called agni. The yantra or the shape is a downward pointing triangle. The color is yellow. It's also known as the city of jewels, the lustrous gem, because it's such a vibrant source of energy. It has transformative or alchemical powers to effect great change. So thinking back in the last year, looking back and reflecting, where and how Did you use your power, your energy, your vitality, your determination, your inner strength to effect change or transformation, whether for yourself or others? What motivated you during the year? Reflecting on those moments. And how can you take that drive and commitment forward into the new year? When you felt disempowered or disenfranchised, what can you do to make repair, make amends, to build your confidence, to build your self-esteem? Who can you spend time with? What can you do for yourself and others that will give you the boost? One more breath here in this supine twist to the right. By engaging your core, bringing your hands alongside you, let's hug the knees in. So whether your legs are crossed or whether your knees are side by side, give them a little hug. And we're going to move over to the other side. So your bolster or pillow, just sort of slide it down underneath you over to the left side. If your knees are crossed, let's uncross them and cross the right leg over the left leg. Your knees are together, hugging them in towards each other. Arms above your head or away from your body, and then release the knees over to the left so that they come to rest on your pillow or bolster or directly on the earth as you choose. Remember, if your right leg is crossed over your left, this will feel more of an intense twist or activation of the core here. Your mudra here is Surya Mudra, so you can take your thumb to your ring finger knuckle. Surya means sun. The sense here is sight, rupa. So just as the firepower can cleanse and clear away, and it might appear that smoke clouds our vision or our understanding, yet this sense of sight that's connected with this chakra can pierce through. For us to move forward, to drive forward, to be committed in our willpower and determination in order to effect change or transformation, we have vision, a goal, something that we are working towards. Which a goal or a vision that gives us the confidence, that feeds our vitality. The mantra here is Om Swaha. I do, I act. Inhale Om. Exhale Swaha. One more breath here. Bringing your hands down if they're overhead or extended. Engage your core and bring your knees into your heart center and a little hug, whether your knees are together or crossed. And then let's bring our feet down to the earth. Now from here, we're going to transition into melting heart pose. So we're going to roll over onto one side and then come onto our knees for melting heart. You can use your bolster and pillow, so place them just at the head of your mat. Come onto your knees. And have your pillow or bolster so that when you extend your arms, your knees, your hips and knees are aligned. And then you can rest your eyebrows center on your bolster or pillow, or your forearms on the bolster and pillow. That's one option. You can also reach out with your arms so that they're extended. And again, your eyebrow center might be resting on the bolster. Perhaps you don't use a bolster at all. Perhaps you come directly to the earth with your arms. Folded arms option on your bolster or pillow is the least intense variation. The extension of the arms is the most intense. You choose where you are. We're moving into anahata chakra, the unstruck, unheard, unseen, unbeaten sound of the self within the heart. The color here we know is green. The element, the tattva, is vayu, air. Thinking about the qualities of air, its expansiveness, its mutability, how the gusts of wind can change by blowing all the leaves of the trees from one season to the next. But it is always working in harmony with the seasons. There's this sense of integration at the heart space. So when you look back at the last year, think about those moments when compassion, empathy, love was in short supply, was not evident. And there have been many moments of that in the last year. But also think about the times when compassion, empathy, and love was expansive, enriching, surprising us with the human capacity for love and compassion and empathy. And even to this day, as we move into the new year, we see signs and evidence of that in our frontline workers, in hospitals. And think about how that manifested in your life in the last year. And how can you take those moments of that harmony or integration into the new year? What is it that you perhaps need to forgive? Where can you find this forgiveness? What will it take for you to forgive any hurt or harm or suffering that you experienced in the last year? How can you use your faith, belief, or ethical convictions and beliefs and systems to cultivate and nurture unity, harmony, healing, and affinity with others? The mantra here is Om Maha. Inhale Om, exhale Maha. I feel, I love, I am devoted. The sense here is touch, sparsha. Think about who has touched you in the last year emotionally, spiritually, and whose life have you touched? And we know the last year we have not been able to hug or kiss in the same way that we have always done. Thinking about how you replace that need for touch in other ways, that need for connection. Inhaling. Let's rise up. Om maha. Om maha. We're going to move into supported bridge pose. So you can leave your bolster where it is, your large pillow. And let's place our legs over the pillow or bolster. And then return with our back to the earth. Remember, you can cover yourself with a blanket at any point you need. Now take hold of your props, whatever they may be. Press into your feet and lift your hips and pelvis, and then bring the bolster or your cushions or folded blankets directly underneath your pelvic and hips area, the heaviest part of you. So the middle of your tailbone should probably be in the middle of whatever support you have there. Tuck your chin in so that your throat is activated here. Arms can be extended along your body. Curl in your index to the base of your thumb. Bring your middle finger to the tip of your thumb and your ring finger to rest on top of your middle finger. Little finger extended. This is Hridaya Mudra. Compassionate heart mudra. So you're here in Setu Bandhasan bridge pose. You can stay here with your feet connected with the earth, or you can always experiment and see what it feels like if you extend one leg or extend both legs. That might feel too intense for your lower back, in which case bring your feet back to the earth with a bend in your knee. You find what works for you and your lower back here. If you feel pain or twinges in your lower back, it might be that your position on your support isn't quite central. So you might need to shuffle up or down so that you don't feel twinges in your lower back. It might also be that your props are too high. So you lower to the earth a little. We're now moved into the visuddha chakra at the throat. And here the color is blue. And there's a circle. The heart space is open here, giving rise and shifting the energy up towards the visuddha chakra, where you can express what you feel deeply within. Visuddha chakra is for self-expression, the capacity for you to express your identity, your thoughts, your feelings, the authenticity of who you are in your entirety. The tattva or the element here is space, akash. Thinking about the qualities of space. It's infinite. It is everywhere, all around us and within us. In its absence, it is present. Space is the least tangible of the elements for us. The sense here is sound, shabda. Not only the sound of your voice, the sound of your self-expression, but also the sound that we hear from others, how others communicate with us, how deeply we listen to ourselves and how deeply we listen to others. So when you look back at the last year, thinking about the moments when you felt unheard, when you were not understood. Likewise, there may have been moments when you felt deeply heard and listened to. Who, when, and what was it about those moments that helped you feel seen and heard? And what was it about moments when you didn't feel seen and heard? Whose voice do you need to listen more to in the new year? Do you need to speak up? Find the confidence from your manipura, the trust from your heart, your anahata, to be able to speak and express yourself with confidence, with compassion. The mantra here is Om Jana. Inhale Om, exhale Jana. Om Jana. One more breath here. And then let's lift our sit bones and roll the pillow or bolster away underneath our knees. Let's take a moment here in Shavasana before we rise up. And I'm going to give you the opportunity to rest in Shavasana at the end of your practice. We're actively working through the chakra system here. Bend your knees, roll over onto one side. We're going to come up to a sukhasana, a seat. So rise up carefully with support. Now your option here is to come and sit on your knees in Virasana, hero pose, and you can use folded blankets or cushion. You could sit on a bolster. So you can put a bolster underneath you. If that feels like there's too much weight on your ankles and heels, you can always, and this is not less elegant, but use your bolster, sit on your bolster this way. This feels very sustainable and comfortable if you sit on your bolster or pillows with your knees on either side, especially if you have knee issues or ankle issues. We're now rising up to the Ajna Chakra as we come towards the end of our time together. Here at the eyebrow center, we are now beyond the elements and the senses. It is said that all of the elements and all of the senses are here, or that our six senses here, our intuition, insight, inner knowingness. The color here is indigo or violet. I invite you to curl your left hand, creating a soft fist. Extend the index and wrap your right fingertips around the left index and press the left index nail with your thumb, the right thumb. This is the Ajna Mudra. Lift your crown, lengthen through your spine, and visualize the space at the eyebrow center. This is the meeting place of Shiva and Shakti, of lunar and solar, the moon and the sun energies, the yin and the yang, feminine and masculine, the spectrum of which is non-binary. And as you sit here, think about the moments which gave you clarity in the last year. Which events, which relationships helped to crystallize your understanding, your insights, How did your perception become clearer? Did you trust your instincts, your intuitions? And those perceptions of clarity or understanding of visions of insights that you acquired in the last year, how are they going to inform and influence your vision for the coming year? The decisions you make, the relationships you cultivate, the projects you get involved in. Inhaling through your left nostril all the way to your eyebrow center. Just visualize the breath without doing anything with your hands. And then as you exhale, exhale from the eyebrow center down and out through the right nostril. Anulom vilom, without the use of our hands. Visualize the breath. Inhale through right nostril to the eyebrow center. Exhale left nostril. Inhale left nostril. Exhale right nostril. Inhale right nostril. Exhale left. 3 more rounds at your own pace. Inhaling through the left nostril. Exhaling through the right. And then inhaling through right, exhaling left. So this breath traveling up and down to meet the eyebrow center, the Ajna Chakra, where your intuition, your inner knowingness is. Notice how this brings you a sense of calm. This is the command center of our system, the emotional, physical, energetic system, the thinking system, all of the different layers of the self that we have. So focusing on your breath and the eyebrow center in your meditation or in your practice can help to bring you into a moment of crystal clear thinking. The mantra here is Om Tapa. Inhale Om, exhale Tapa. Om Tapa. Releasing your hand from your Ajna Mudra. Let's bring our hands into a lotus flower and take it above our crown. So thumbs and little fingers connected, middle fingers opening up like a flower. Now we're moving up to the sahasrara chakra at the crown. Here, radiating light, any color of your choosing. This river of light flowing from the root, the muladhara chakra, all the way along the length of your body out through the crown. Ascending energy. And then draw in the light through your crown all the way down to your muladhara, through each chakra, descending. As the light of breath, this river of light, this river of breath rises up, it leads towards liberation, justice, conscious awareness. As the energy descends in reverse, it brings grounding, manifestation. Mukti and bhukti, it's called. Mukti, the rising energy of liberation. Bhukti, the descending energy of manifestation. Think about how in that last year, which lessons and learnings that you will carry forward, that have illuminated your path, that have enlightened where you're going forward. The mantra here is Om Satyam. Om Satyam. Inhale Om. Exhale Satyam. Bring your hands down together to your heart center. Let's close our practice here. You may come to Shavasana if you wish. We'll chant all of the Vedic mantras from the root, call and response, before we close with Om Shanti. Inhaling to prepare. Om Bhu, Om Bhu, Om Bhuva. Together. Om Bhuva, Om Swaha, Om Swaha, Om Maha. Together. Om Maha, Om Jana, Om Jana, Om Tapa, Om Tapa, Om Satyam, Om Satyam, Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hands to your eyebrow center. Dhanyavad, Dhanyavad, Dhanyavad. Thank you, yogis, for joining me. Oh, I feel great. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for joining me for the whole of the year, pretty much since March. I'm really happy to have spent all of this time with you, and some of my life lessons have been deeply learned in this last year from being in company and community with you. So thank you, my friends.